Welcome to this training about building a strong learning community for your course or membership. My name is Melissa Love. I have two parts to my business. I sell WordPress themes, but I also run a marketing membership and community. I've been doing that for the last couple of years. I've got over 400 members, and I'm going to share some of my experience with you today on what it takes to have a successful, engaged community and why you want one. So here's a little fact that I'm going to start with. The average online course completion rate is around 13%. And we know this because we sign up for so many free things and we buy courses and we never complete them. I will confess to having a hard drive full of things I've downloaded and never got time to watch that I buy just in case, and I have great intentions, but if I'm not engaged by the person who is hosting the course, most of the time I never follow up and actually do it. And that's a terrible confession for someone who runs courses and memberships, but it is true. However, completion rates for courses with a mentor or a host can reach 40+%. So I've got absolutely no doubt that being engaged and creating a fantastic learning environment is absolutely key to the success of your course or membership. So what I'm going to talk to you today are about our 5 ways to increase growth, loyalty and retention by building an inspirational learning community. Now, why is increasing completion rates and interaction so important? Lack of success on the part of your student will dramatically affect how they perceive how valuable your product is. You might have the most amazing teaching, you might be able to affect the most amazing transformation, but if they don't perceive it that way, they will relate their lack of success directly to your product, and that's not good, because when people stop engaging, you will have less retention, and that's crucial when it comes to a membership where you need that monthly recurring revenue. There will be less loyalty, they will be less likely to buy from you in the future if you're going to release more courses and more levels to your membership, and you'll have less raving fans, and this is not a good thing. You need lots of raving fans to help spread the word about your amazing course or membership. So that's why I particularly want to talk to you about the power of community. Personal encouragement, human interaction, and being in the right environment, one that normalizes success, is the common need that every single learner shares. And I would like to encourage you and tell you that running my community of members is one of the most satisfying things about my job. I love it. I love the feeling of being able to help people, and I love the sense of community that I've built up within my membership. It's a really fun place to be, and I know that it helps people succeed because they are in that community and engaged with it. So I'm just going to start with a little bonus tip as well. Building a highly engaged community is actually your built-in quality control system, because your community, once they're engaged, will really hold you to account. Mine look out for me all the time by saying, Melissa, there's a mistake here, or you forgot to upload this document, or what time is this, or can I have the link for this? And you do think, gosh, I must stay on top of this, I must do better, I must improve my systems. So it's a very good way of being held accountable. And it's a great way to maintain your momentum and ensure that you keep improving your content. If you're anything like me, it's, being self-employed, being an entrepreneur can be hard because we don't have a boss. We're the boss. The great thing about having a really engaged community is they become your boss in a way. They become your motivation for making sure you're always improving your content. You have that ever-increasing positive feedback loop. So let's dive into the 5 things which I think are really important when it comes to running an engaged paid community. Your community really needs a reassuring routine. Most people will be learning at home on their own, so having regular prompt posts or threads which create group accountability and celebrate success are really, really important. So this is one of my favourite things every week. We have Wednesday wins. This little winning boy face appears every Wednesday in the group, and I ask people to post their wins. The great thing about this is, at the end of the month, I go through all of the Wednesday wins posts and I pick out my favourite member, the member who's really hitting all their goals, having huge wins, and we announce it and we celebrate them, and then I send them a really cool hamper in the post, so it's highly motivating for them. And everybody loves to hear about the wins. This thread is really important to me. Either me or one of my team goes through every single win on all of those threads and makes a positive comment. So this, firstly, it creates accountability when you have these regular prompt posts. We also have a Mindset Monday prompt, Accountability Tuesday prompt. We have quite a few different ones, and they kind of help people feel like it's a rhythm. Oh, it's Monday, here's the mindset post. great, crack on. It does encourage focus and it does encourage routine, and I really, really like that, and I know people appreciate it. Sometimes people are so excited about the prompt post they can't even wait. They're like, I know it's not Wednesday, but I have to post my win. It also helps you stay top of mind in their feed. If you run your group like I do inside Facebook, getting seen in people's feed is much easier if it's a group and it's a group that they follow. There's no algorithm working against you. If people are interacting regularly with your group, they will get notifications. It's lovely as well to make success visible, especially with a kind of celebratory post like this, and you can celebrate and reward. It's one of my favourite parts of the membership. But also, look at those comments. People love it. 31 people at a minimum every week, every Wednesday, post about something brilliant they've achieved. And often there's such great things, I will screenshot them. Obviously, I'll ask permission and I'll post them into my Instagram stories. So it also gives you a little bit of a marketing boost as well. Right, let's get on to number two, and this is so crucial. If you run any kind of course or membership online, it's important to create face-to-face learning opportunities. This helps you build relationships between you and your members as well as with each other. They will enjoy both, and I think we all, have got to grips with Zoom massively in recent times. So most people are accustomed to using it. They're familiar with it. They look forward to it. These are some of the ways I get face-to-face learning for my members. And you've got to remember, access to expert support is the single biggest deciding factor when it comes to buying online learning. They want to know how much of your time they are going to get. So firstly, choose a format that works for you. I experimented with this quite a lot, doing workshops and just doing online sessions in my free group before I launched my membership. And please do check out my other training on how to build a free community. And what I've hit upon that works for me is co-working. So every Tuesday from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m, there's 3 hours where everyone turns up, they state what they're going to do, they state their intention, then we turn off our mics, put our heads down and get to work. What I do is open up a couple of other rooms, so if people get stuck, they can just go, Melissa, I'm stuck, and then I can grab them into the side room, get them unstuck with whatever they're struggling with their marketing, and then they can carry on. We normally stop for a cup of tea at 3 o'clock and have a chat about our topic of the day. It's normally something that I am blogging about or talking about on social media. So I use it as a chance to try out content and just get some feedback on what I'm currently thinking and posting and working on. Other ideas are an office hour. You could do 1 or 2 a week where you're available just on a thread, or you're happy to do a similar thing to a co-working. I also do mastermind calls once a month where we crowdsource answers. People come along and kick about a problem that's on their mind and we try and solve it together. That's always a fun and empowering hour. And you could do Ask Me Anything threads where you're not on camera, you just might have a post in the group every week where people can do an Ask Me Anything. There's all sorts of ways to make that happen. But having that face-to-face time is so important, and it allows me to get kind of proper wins for my clients, my members, and make sure they're not getting stuck or demotivated and disengaging with the content. Right, on to number 3. Bring in expert talent to generate excitement. So this is one of the fun things about running a membership. You get to have guest superstars come in. And this allows you to deliver absolutely exceptional value by building relationships with partners who can enhance your brand, make it more prestigious, improve your product. So I do this every month. I bring in an expert. Sometimes I do the teaching, sometimes it's within my sphere of expertise. But if it's not, I bring someone in who's going to add something to the party that I can't deliver. So this will be a typical kind of after party, we call it an after party thread after we've had a live session. We've had Kay in recently from Slick Business, who is the active campaign expert. It was a brilliant session. There was paper planes and sock puppets. It was very hilarious. And you can see how many comments. There were probably 60 or 70 people live, everybody commenting. It was super, super fun. So the other thing is, what you can do here is by giving someone access to your audience, most people will be either happy to do it for free or they'll be very affordable. I do this in a lot of other people's communities. I go in and deliver value to their communities. If you want me to come and do that for you, just let me know. But it's a great way of crowdsourcing expertise that people can't normally buy or afford themselves. So it feels like it's massive value, and it is massive value. It also gives you a break from always being the person who's doing the teaching. And it's a great way to create partnerships and get perks. So all of my visiting experts normally give us a discount or a perk, and it goes in our member perks area, so they get a better price than someone else. Also gives them access to be able to sell to a really action-taking audience. Like a paid community is fantastic to go and appear in. It's a great way to re-engage dormant learners too. If every month you're saying, hey, we've got this great session coming, people are much more likely to jump back in and think, oh, I need to do that. I'm going to get on that. And for me, it gives me the opportunity to create great FOMO and create new sales. So each month when the visiting expert comes in, I email out to my whole list. I advertise it in my free community, and it's a great way to drive evergreen signups if that's the way you run your membership. And you can see here. So this is I was holding a paid membership, and it gave me the opportunity to say I was holding a paid workshop, but it gave me the opportunity to say, hey, this is in the free group. Hey, Marketing Fix members, do not buy this. It's included in your membership because you're special. It's a nice way that you can create FOMO and let people know that being a member is really special, especially if you run your community alongside a free community. Okay, number 4. This is one of the most enjoyable parts of running a membership for me. So I think it's really important to let members shine within your community. And then you can create this really safe environment where they can experiment and get feedback and also support each other. So when people see other members succeeding, it helps normalize success. And one of the key things I do is I give people a safe space where members can come and do a trial run. So say they are building a business which is about copywriting or brand or whatever it is they're doing. I will often, a member will say, listen, I'm putting together this workshop. Can I trial it in the membership? And we'll say, sure, let's set up a member spotlight session. You can run it by us. We'll give you some honest feedback, and you can do a dry run in a really safe environment. I know my members really value that. So that's a really good fun thing and a lovely thing you can do for them. And it also allows members to exchange talents. We have regular kind of talent swaps, so people can help each other out and network and share expertise. So that's another, running networking sessions can work really well for this. It's such a great chance for them to build confidence and celebrate growth. And it's also another big thing I would, in terms of letting members shine, you can do things like member directories, but we're also very careful to build member profiles. We store it all inside our CRM. So if I'm chatting to a member at weekly co-working, I can pull them up in our CRM, which is ActiveCampaign. I can see the goals that they've submitted. I can see what stage of the business, I can see the last lesson they visited. It's all very integrated. So I can see at a glance where they are in their learning journey and quickly say, hey, I saw you haven't logged in for a few weeks, or I can see you at this stage. How's that going for you? Just gives you a lot of power, and they feel really special, like you've taken the time to get to know them. Another good thing is to add gamification. Now, this is something I haven't done a lot of until recently. I'm really diving into adding certificates and levels and ranks. And wow, my members are super excited about this. They know this is all coming, and people are like, give me all the badges. I can't wait. So I wish I hadn't waited this long to introduce this kind of gamification, actually. It's really exciting to see how it's going to change people's attitudes. So if you can build that in a little bit earlier than I did, I'd really recommend it. And my final one, and this is probably my favourite thing, is don't be afraid to have fun. You know, your members want to get to know you and interact with the real, authentic you. It just doesn't have to be all businessy. And at the risk of making myself look very silly, this is our Christmas party last year. We had a magician, we had cocktail making, we had a raffle. It was super fun. We had office dancing. There is a picture of me dancing in the office, which somebody recorded a sneaky screen grab of. But the great thing was I could then share this into my free group and say, look how much fun we have in the membership. And, you know, look at the numbers at the bottom, 560 views in my free group. This kind of content is relatable, you know, and authentic always wins. Other things we do are, excuse me, member of the month. So I've already told you about that with our Wednesday wins thread. We choose a member of the month and they get a hamper. We also do monthly social events. We've had visiting chefs in, we've done painting, we've done creating a grazing board and how to take a photograph of it. We're going to do some language sessions. So people just love to get out of the office environment, and it's so nice to see people in their kitchens having fun and getting to know each other. We also do what I call wealth and health events. So we have a financial planner coming in shortly. We've had someone to talk about how to beat stress and overwhelm, and often these are members as well who step forward to share their skills. And I'm always make sure I include lots of mindset content. I have a Mindset Monday post which goes out into the group and also out by email so that people get a really great kickstart to their week and start the week feeling positive and strong. And we have the infamous Christmas party. So you can have a lot of fun with your membership and just really, really enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to feel like it's something you want to do for a really long time. Right, I just wanted to give you some very practical resources for engaging your community. This is a mixture of tips and tools that I use. So do build a community calendar. It's really important that people can easily get their hands on information. If they can't, they start to struggle. If they're always asking you, when is this? And, can you share the link? I can't find the link. It's going to be really difficult. So I have a community calendar which I embed inside the member area so people can subscribe to it and always see what's coming up next. I also build out Facebook events in the Facebook group. I use Pretty Links so that everyone can find meetings easily. That's a plugin where you can use Bitly or whatever you want to do, but they know it's the same link every time, and it's one that they can easily remember, so there's no panicking over links. As I mentioned before, create a perks library so that they feel special, like there's added value inside the membership. This is an obvious one, but do record everything. No matter how many times I say, people, I record everything. You don't need to worry if you can't make it to the live event. People always ask, is this going to be recorded? So you might as well record everything. I've already mentioned how valuable this is to me. We track all our members' progress in our CRM, in ActiveCampaign, so we can have a snapshot of where they're all at, and we can pull out stats and see how much progress people are making. And as I said before, do set up gamification, badges, certificates, etc. People absolutely love it. And my final top tip is to build a team so you don't get burnt out. Now, I appreciate not everyone can do this from the beginning, but as my membership has progressed, we've started to add people who are in charge of doing all the regular prompt posts and commenting on all of people's wins. I have a community success manager who onboards people, who reaches out to do calls with them, because you can't do all of the things all the time. I'm not always going to be able to host 3 hours of co-working every week, and that's been something I've been working hard as my membership grows to make sure I'm not stretched too thinly and I'm not the only voice that people hear. People love getting to know the rest of my team. They're all lovely, and they've started to find their feet and get involved in the community too. So just to sum up, those were 5 ways to increase growth, loyalty and retention. So do set up a community routine. It's important because it gives people a shape to the week. Do include face-to-face learning. Without it, I think you'll find that your retention, your engagement, people's excitement about your product will drop off very quickly. Do bring in expert talent. It makes you look good and it gives you a break. And do let your members shine. Make it about them and their talents as much as it is about yours. And top tip, my favourite thing, don't be afraid to have fun. So I've pulled all this together into a worksheet for you. It's just the things we've already discussed that you can print this out and tick it off. And if you'd like to know a bit more about me and my resources and how I can help you and give you advice with growing your own membership and engaging your community, you can come and find me at thedesignspace.co. That's my template site, but that's where my blog is, where I blog about all things marketing. If you want to, and I'm not trying to sell you anything here, but if you wanted to look at a full inside the membership, you can get a month for £1. Don't forget to cancel if you don't want to stay, obviously, but you can come in and you can see the onboarding process. You can get a feel for what my community is like. I totally don't mind if you do that. And you can see how my team reach out to you and how it all feels. So feel free to do that, and that's not a sales pitch. I'm happy for you to just pay your £1 and then cancel. And if you want to be in my free community on Facebook to get a taste of how I run communities, you can come and join me in the Design Space Lounge. So thanks for listening. Good luck with your membership site or your course. I hope it all goes brilliantly and that you've learned something about the power of building a successful learning environment.